Hello there. Hello, everybody. Right now, I am going live to what looks like an empty house. It's the first time I'm really trying this. It's just I wanted to get on here and see if anybody was interested in doing a little Q&A. Basically, silver is skyrocketing, gold is skyrocketing. So I figured it's time to answer some questions. So basically, anybody who's got any questions, we can get started and just talk a little bit. So let me know what you're thinking. It's very different. It's a very different experience being on here totally live, right? Most of the time, obviously, I have, my videos that I work on and spend hours and hours planning and editing, etc. So basically, here we go. We're going to start right off, talk silver, talk gold, whatever it is you want to talk about. So put it in the chat. Any questions you have about what's going on in the world of precious metals, or if you have questions about coins, anything like that. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about silver wise. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? I mean, we're here for this stuff, this beautiful stuff. With the astronomical rise in precious metals right now, it's brought a lot of new people into the world of silver and gold, silver stacking, even coin collecting. So we've got just so much, new people basically that are maybe confused or a little bit, nervous about dipping their toes into this world, especially because prices are so high, but people don't want to get left behind. They don't want to miss the boat. So why don't you guys start by dipping your toes into the hobby and wild world of investing in precious metals by asking me some questions. I guess I can introduce myself to anybody who's new out there. My name is Max, aka Silver Picker. I've been on YouTube for almost 15 years now, talking all about precious metals like gold, silver, coin collecting. We got ourselves a beautiful little peace dollar over here. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff, a little tube of silver and, all this good stuff. And I'm happy to talk about any of it, all of it, gold, silver, coins, you name it. So I see a few people are saying prices aren't high and that you can think that silver can go to $100 per ounce. Now, I've heard people say that a lot. Now, I have my own personal opinions, but I'm curious, Broken Chrono, tell me why you think that that silver can go to 100. Ratso Fatso, tell me the same thing. And we've got, okay, and Annalisa says that you have a 1965 quarters. You're trying to figure out if you just sell them or not. So this is a perfect example, a great question to ask. So 1965 quarters are not made out of silver. So for all US coins from the dime to the quarter to the half dollar to the dollar, all of those are silver starting in ending in 1964. So 1964 and earlier are silver, 1965 and later are not silver. The exception to that is with 40% Kennedy half dollars. I have a few examples right here. This is a 1964 Kennedy half dollar. So this is what a half dollar looks like. But if it's 1965 through 1970, then those are still 40% silver. But everything else, 1965 and later, quarters, dollar coins, dimes, etc., those are not silver. And hello to you, Tino. How are you? Good to catch you on the live. It's the first time I'm doing a live like this, so it's very exciting. Broken Chrono, why do you think silver is cheap? I happen to agree, but why do you think silver is cheap? So Annalisa, bicentennial quarters, Annalisa asked about bicentennial quarters, and those are typically not silver. So the ones that you pull out of pocket change, those are not silver. That's what's called clad, which is a mixture of nickel and copper and other metals, but no precious metals. So they have, if they're just pulled out of circulation and they're not error coins or they're not in like pristine graded condition, then they're just worth a quarter, unfortunately. The silver that you want to look for out of circulation, which is still very hard to come by, are dimes, quarters, half dollars, and silver dollars from 1964 and earlier. And again, like I said, the exception is with Kennedy half dollars. If you can find ones from 1965 through 1970, those are also silver. They're a lower grade silver. They're 40% silver, but it's still pretty good. David asks, you got a whole bunch of 64 Jefferson nickels with full steps. Can I expect to get anything exceptional for them? That would, first of all, so when he says full steps, he's talking about the back or the reverse of the Jefferson nickel has the building Monticello, and it has steps leading up to it. If those steps are in perfect condition on the coin, they can be worth a lot of money. But you would need to get it graded by NGC or PCGS or ICG, Annex, et cetera, one of the big companies, and actually get that designation, because it's going to be pretty hard for you to sell it otherwise, unless you can take good pictures and prove it, et cetera. But the biggest premium you'll get is if you sell it after it's been graded. And what might be a good idea is, which is what a lot of people I think are doing now, is they're selling a bunch of stuff that they have already, right? Like they're selling random stuff that they have to fund their new silver and gold purchases. Because if silver is going to 100 and gold is going to 10,000, which is something that people are actually talking about, then silver and gold are actually still pretty cheap, even though they're at their all-time highs. Ratso Fatso, I'm asking you why you think so. It's not ignoring the truth. I'm just asking you for what your explanation is of why you think silver is going to go to 100. I have my own opinions. I just want to see what other people say before I give you my thoughts. Annalisa, yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Definitely. Whatever you've got, I'm happy to. Broken Chrono, you're 100% right. Ratso, let me see. What's your second post? So you're saying that it's going to go up, right? I'm just saying, what makes you think that it's going to go to 100? That it's just warming up. In any case, I also think that silver can increase quite a bit. I did a video on what's called the gold-silver ratio, and basically what that is it's a predictor. It's not a law. It's not like a physical law of the universe. But the gold-silver ratio is basically a measure of how many ounces of silver, right? So here's an ounce of silver. This is a graded American Silver Eagle. How many ounces of silver does it take to buy 1 ounce of gold? So let's take a quick peek. What is the gold-silver ratio today? And the gold-silver ratio, let's see, what is the exact price of gold right now? Somebody want to put it in the chat, the price of gold and silver? I know obviously ballpark, it's around 4,200 and around 50, but let's see the exact numbers, right? So we've got 43.35 for gold, and we've got 54.28 for silver. So you basically divide the gold by the silver, and you get about a ratio of 80, right? So who wants to tell me, is that high? Is that low? What do you guys think? Anybody? So anyway, we'll continue with the gold-silver ratio just for a second, and then I'll answer everybody else's questions. But basically, the more silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold, the cheaper silver is, right? If it was 2 pieces of silver to buy 1 piece of gold, 1 or 2 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold, then that would be very expensive silver, right? But if it was 10,000 pieces of silver to buy 1 piece of gold, it would say that silver is very cheap, right? Meaning that gold is obviously way more expensive there. So essentially what you want to do is you want to look at the historical gold-silver ratio and compare it to what it is today, right? If it takes 80 ounces of silver, which is what it is today, to buy 1 ounce of gold, then maybe it's kind of cheap, right? Because in the past, it's been 50, right? 50 ounces of silver. So if it's 80 ounces of silver today, right, it's saying you need more silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. Again, this is not a hard and fast rule or law. Like, things can change with it. It's only been a historical record, but it is something to think about. It's another data point that might suggest that silver is still cheap, even with it rising to $54. So Santino asks, what's the oldest American coin in history? The oldest coin here in Australia is a Spanish piece of 8 with a hole punched in the middle with New South Wales on the coin. Okay, so it depends what you mean by what is the oldest coin in America, right? So America was established, in 1776, but there were obviously colonists here and others before that period, and it was there are colonial coins from before that era. So there are lots and lots of colonial coins, from the 16 and 1700s that were minted in what is today the US and were minted for use in the colonies, but it's not actually United States of America. I believe the Fujio cent is the first coin minted in the US. Let me double check that. First coin minted in USA. Yes, it is the Fujio cent and was minted in 1787. And that's one of the coins on my bucket list that I am absolutely trying to get. I absolutely would like to own one of those. And look, if you're not getting it in the most amazing condition possible, you can get it, for well under $1,000. But again, we're talking about a penny for over $1,000 or close to $1,000. Anybody else have any questions about silver, like this bad boy over here, or junk silver like this? That's what I'm trying to just make myself available tonight, just to let anybody who has any questions about what's going on in the world of precious metals, silver, gold, etc., and how you guys can invest in it if you're interested in it. And I will promote my latest venture, which is silver packs. I'll probably talk more about that tonight. I did a video basically launching it last night. This is my pride and joy. I've been working on this for almost 2 years. I have been a lifelong precious metals investor, coin collector, etc. And I've also been a lifelong Magic the Gathering player, trading card collector. And I wanted to find a way to meld those two hobbies. And I did that with silver packs. So silver packs is basically it's a booster pack, like a trading card booster pack, but for coins and silver. So inside each one of these, there are 3 individual packs, so 3 inner packs, and each of those has a slabbed silver coin, and 1 in 10 packs has a massive hit, which can be a $2.50 gold piece, which is worth like $800 right now, or maybe even more. Maybe it's up to $1,000 at this point. If anybody wants to fact check me on that, you can. And then the big hit, the big top hit in the Silver Packs Launch Edition is the St. Gaudens $20 double eagle, which is worth it's approaching $5,000 now. So yes, you can get one of those in here, and there's only 250 packs. They are selling out quick. I launched them yesterday, and they've been selling like hotcakes. But there still are more. So I'll put the link I'll pin the link. So it's a fun thing. Nobody should feel pressure to get one, but they will probably be sold out by next week. So definitely, if you are interested, now's the time. But I want to talk a little bit about the other side of silver investing, which is the pump the brakes side. Right now, silver is skyrocketing, right? Silver is going bananas. Gold is going bananas. Now, I've been buying gold and silver for well over 15 years now. So obviously, when I was buying when prices were low, right? When I bought silver when it was $12, $13 an ounce, and gold when it was, when I remember when it hit $1,500 an ounce, and that was crazy, right? So gold and silver, if you've been buying for a long time, it's a great investment. And it still can be a very good investment. I'm still buying silver. I just bought a massive amount of silver. I just bought literally 500 American Silver Eagles, a whole monster box, not even a week ago. And on top of that, I'm still buying gold. I just bought a couple of pre-33 gold coins. And there's a ton of stuff that I'm still buying, even at these prices. So obviously, I still think that gold and silver are just at their beginning. They are definitely going to continue going higher, in my opinion. But if you're new to this, just like any investment, first of all, don't just invest tons of money in something that you don't really understand. And, when the market is at its top, even though people like me believe that it's going to continue to go higher, you don't necessarily want to just throw all of your money into it. So what I would say, and again, for the record, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that's passionate about precious metals and coins. If you're just dipping your toes into it, I would recommend buying things that you like, right? Buy things that you enjoy, right? For example, I've got like a couple different examples of silver bullion here. These are graded examples, but we've got American Silver Eagle over here. I've got a silver buffalo. There's coins like the peace dollar. I've got junk silver here, like these Benjamin Franklin half dollars. Like, buy stuff that you'll be interested in, that you might enjoy. Even if silver goes down, you're gonna have to hang on to these for a while, right? Like, let's say silver drops to $30, right? You're not gonna just sell it and lose your money. You'll probably hold on to it and pass it down to your kids, etc. So you might as well get something that you're interested in. So let's see, we've got some other people coming in. We've got Robert asking, saying that he thinks silver and gold is going up because of Federal Reserve currency is losing value. There's definitely something to be said about that. If lots of countries are putting their money into gold instead of U.S. Treasuries, it means that they are, to some degree, either losing faith in the dollar, which I wouldn't go so far as to say that. The dollar is still extremely strong and is certainly a safe haven currency, or the safe haven currency, but they're sort of hedging their bets. These governments that are buying more gold and silver are saying, all right, maybe we'll reduce the amount of dollars we're buying and increase the amount of hard assets that we're buying, like gold and silver. So I think there's definitely something to be said for that, but I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I don't think American supremacy is over and that the US dollar is going to fall by the wayside. People have been threatening, that the world's going to move to the petrodollar, or is going to move to the yuan, or a million other things. And none of that has come to fruition. And I think that that's just a little bit, fear mongering. But that's not to say that this increased investment in gold and silver around the world is to just be written off. I still think that that's very important. Hey, Ed, we've got Dual Brain MTG in here. So I don't know if you saw this, but I was just talking about my new product that I'm very excited about. So Dual Brain is a Magic the Gathering creator, but he also is a coin collector. And he and I have actually done a video collaboration together. So I don't know, have you seen this yet? Silver packs. It's basically boosters of slabbed coins. So graded silver, all sorts of cool stuff. I just pinned the link and you can check it out. Anyway, 1 in 10 packs has a massive hit, including there's 9 or 10 $2.50 gold pieces, like pre-1933 gold. There's the big hit is the $20 Double Eagle St. Gaudens, and it's MS63 CAC graded, super, super nice. And also there are 10 Carson City Morgan dollars as well, hidden in these packs. And I specifically made it because there are so many bad grab bags out there and there's so many bad products out there. I wanted something that is going to actually benefit the community. So this is 1 in 10 packs has a hit in it. 1 in 10 packs has a massive hit, like the Carson City Morgan dollars, the gold pieces, the $20 gold piece, etc. So I am very, very excited about that. You can get it at silverpacks.co. I'm not pressuring anybody to get it. They are definitely going to sell out on their own, but they are selling like hotcakes. I released it last night, and I'm expecting it's only a 250 pack run. It's a very, very small run for the initial launch edition. So they will sell out. If you are interested, you should definitely grab one while they're available. It's limited, I think, to 5 per customer. A couple people have taken me up on that offer and gotten 5. But it's awesome. It's a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that whoever buys them opens them up on camera, because these are the real deal. These are not those like scam, eBay grab bags that you get that have nothing in it, right? The floor, I didn't publish the floor because I didn't want to make a specific claim, because, depending on how you look at market value, blah, blah, blah. But I can tell you, with the asterisk of don't hold me to the exact penny, the floor is about $250, meaning the worst you're going to open in value is about $250. So the idea is that it's not just a lottery ticket where you scratch it off and you lose and you blew all your money. The idea is that you're buying quality coins. There are only quality coins in there, NGC, PCGS, Annex graded coins. We've got mints. All of the Morgan dollars and all the peace dollars are mint state. All of the American Silver Eagles are some kind of special edition and are like MS69 or MS70 or proof 69 or proof 70. So it's all sorts of good stuff. Anyway, somebody, Dual Brain, Ed, what are you asking? You don't see how what? Anyway, Jason says, since you started stacking less than 6 months ago, you've gotten about 60 ounces of silver and a half ounce of various fractional gold slabs. That is awesome. Jason, that's a huge, huge win. And obviously, you're one of the really lucky people that just got into it and and are already profiting big time, right? Like most of the people that are profiting big time are those of us, us oldies that have been in the silver game for a decade or longer. Victor asked, how much are the bags? The bags are $395. And like I said, the floor is around 250. I think I'm being conservative on that. But like I said, don't hold me to the exact number. The ceiling is like, 5,000 plus. Like I said, there's the MS63, MS63 St. Gaudens $20 double eagle, graded by CAC. It's super, super nice. You can see it in one of the videos that I put out launching it, and it's on the website. There's also 9 quarter eagles. What's a quarter eagle worth right now? Because gold has been flying so much that it's hard to even remember what the exact prices are. Let me just take a quick peek. So quarter eagle just in melt is over $500 now. And certainly, obviously, these mint state graded ones are worth quite a bit more. So, Michael, I don't ship to Canada. I am so sorry about that. I wanted to, for the basic first launch edition, I wanted to make it as seamless as possible. So I'm only offering US shipping at the moment. In my future launches, I'm definitely going to be doing a much, much bigger series, much more ambitious series with more hits and more stuff down the road. And that will be open worldwide, or at least certainly to Canada and several other countries. But right now, Silver Packs is only available in the US. Hey, if you've got any friends, in the US that you can ship to, that might be the answer. Interesting, Ed. So Dual Brain is saying that he's finding it hard to sell his silver. You're in it. You're saying you're in at 14, and you're saying you have a psychological hard time selling your silver, not that it's been hard to actually find buyers. Because I was going to say that's wild. I've been buying silver and selling silver, and there are certainly buyers at this price. I'd say even more buyers because people are realizing the value of having hard money, right? Having gold, having silver, etc. I'll come out and say it. I'm not a big fan of platinum. Not that there's anything wrong with platinum. It's certainly worth money, and if I have an opportunity to buy platinum coins or bullion at a good price, I'll buy it and then flip it. I've just not seen a strong demand, and most of the reasons that I'm interested in gold and silver don't really line up with platinum. And I guess that's a good point of talking about why I buy gold and silver, why I have it as such a major part of my life. I mean, right? I talk about gold and silver on the internet every week for the past 15 years. Sometimes it's crazy to me to think. I look at my channel and I see I've done over 600 videos on the topic. But I'll give you a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm a big believer in portfolio diversification, right? There is a school of thought that says, right, if you are fully confident in whatever you're investing in, then you should put all your eggs in one basket and invest in it. But we're human. There's errors, right? You're not gonna risk all of your money on one coin flip, right? So I'm a big fan in general of diversification. So I have money in individual stocks. I have money in ETFs and mutual funds. I have money in treasury bonds. I have some money in cash. I have money in collectibles. And of course, I have money in gold and silver. I don't own any real estate yet. I would like to, but the areas that I live in are quite expensive. But other than that, and I also want mostly productive assets at my age, meaning assets that can continue to grow. So mostly like securities, like stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, index funds, etc. But the other reason why I think gold and silver are important is for the more paranoid side of the human psyche, which is that you never know what's going to happen, right? Whether it's COVID, whether it's social unrest, whether it's political and social collapse, whatever your doomsday scenario is, gold and silver have been very, very effective tools throughout history, cross borders, all over the world at saving people's lives. And I say that, without any kind of, um, I guess, hyperbole, right? I'm saying that where I mean it, right? Gold and silver can actually save your life in a what they call an SHTF situation. In fact, I did a video that was really interesting. In World War II, they used to issue gold and silver coins, or excuse me, gold coins and gold jewelry to pilots that were flying over enemy territory in case they got shot down. They'd be able to bribe their way back to friendly lines. People, even in the modern day, have been using gold and silver to escape conflict zones, etc. It's not just paranoid nutcases that dig bunkers and all that kind of stuff. Ordinary people having some gold and silver on hand is not a bad idea. Dual brain, Mr. Ed. I certainly have diversified into MTG. I do have some. I have a fairly. I don't think I have a collection like yours, but I have a collection that rivals, I'd say, most players. We gotta catch up again sometime and talk MTG investing strategy. Maybe share some tips. So the whole idea here for tonight's live stream was to talk about gold and silver, talk about any questions you guys have, especially for new folks. And I promise you, don't be nervous asking a question. If you ask a question, I'm sure there are other people that would want to know the answer as well. There are a lot of people that are new to this, and there's a lot of predatory stuff out there as well. People overcharging like crazy, people offer, actual scams, right? Scams where they're literally stealing your money. But a lot of it's more ripoffs. And there's a difference between ripoffs and scams, right? A scam is saying, I'm going to give you X, and then, they disappear and they just take your money and you don't get what you paid for. A ripoff is they say, I'm selling you this peace dollar, right? And it's a real peace dollar, and I'm really going to sell it to you, right? But I'm going to sell it to you for $500 when it's only worth, 40 or 50. So that's the difference. So I'm just saying, I want you guys to watch out and be careful. Ed, for sure. We should definitely talk. Yeah. That's the funny thing about fellow YouTubers. Sometimes you've been talking for years and you've never actually met in person, right? You feel like you know the person, you feel like we've texted and emailed and we've done YouTube collaborations, but we never actually met in person. And that's true about most of the people that I've collaborated with. One big exception, of course, is Christian from Treasure Town. If you guys have seen his videos or seen my videos with him. So Jason asks, aside from online searches, what's a good reference book for error versus post-mint damage coins? Okay, so first of all, there are a couple good books. Let me show you an example. Give me 1 second. I'll show you. So I have a couple books here. First of all, this is a book that I really like. This is for paper money, but what I like about this is it has a whole section on error notes right in the back. And there are other books for coins as well, and you can get the red book. There we go. So you can see an example in full color of like every major type of error. And this is great if you're doing bank strap searching, etc. I'm a big fan of this book, Standard Catalog of United States Paper Money. And then there's a lot of examples of errors and varieties in Strike It Rich with Pocket Change as well. And this is a book that I've poured through the pages many, many times over. So all sorts of errors and varieties to look for in lots and lots of different coins. So you can find them both on Amazon. So let me see. Victor says, how do I feel about local coin stores and refineries not buying in sterling and 90%? So I've heard about that, and honestly, it's just a matter of what their preference is. I think everybody has the right to buy or sell what they want, and there are plenty of people that are looking to buy. So as long as you are willing to put in the legwork to sell, you'll be able to sell it. But it does raise a good point about what you want to buy in the future, right? So we're seeing examples of a time in history where or it's present day right now, but we're seeing an example of how sometimes maybe buying 90% silver or buying scrap is not a great thing to hold in your silver stack, right? Maybe buying more premium stuff or buying 999 or 9999 fine silver, like American Silver Eagles or Canadian Maple Leaves or Libertads, etc. Even though you're paying a premium, well, in cases like this, you have a much easier time to sell it. I think that there's something to be said for people that want to take the safer route and just go all 999 silver. But I still am a big believer in silver is silver. In fact, it actually says that right here. I don't even know where this came from. I don't think I made this. But I still buy 40% silver. I'll buy war nickels. I'll buy, scrap jewelry. I'll melt that stuff down, all that kind of stuff. I'm more than happy to buy because there are opportunities to sell it. Sometimes maybe you have to sit on it and hold it for a little while, or you have to trade it, or you have to sell it at a little bit of a negative premium. But I still think that as long as you buy it intelligently and you don't overpay, I think you have a really, really good shot. Plus, of course, I'm a coin collector at heart, right? In addition to being a silver investor and a precious metals investor, I'm a coin collector at heart. And I love my 90% silver coins. Plus, there's plenty of numismatic value. And if you buy good stuff, you'll always have a market for that. Maybe not in a nuclear apocalypse. People aren't going to be looking for, Carson City Morgan dollars, but in every normal scenario, you'll have no problem selling the high premium numismatic coins. But I definitely am not going to discourage anybody from their path of saying, I want to buy, I want to only go for 999s, pure silver as opposed to buying sterling scrap or 90% coin silver. Let's see, other questions I see. Michael Farley asks, how do I know if coins are real? Do I use a magnet to test them? So there's a couple of ways to test coins. Obviously, we're talking about silver and gold coins, but the best way there's two methods that are like the best, most foolproof way of telling whether a coin is real or not. One is familiarizing yourself with real coins, right? Go to a coin store, actually put in the work, put in the effort, see what a real peace dollar feels like, right? See what does a bunch of silver sound like, right? The sound of silver is different than the sound of. I can take a handful of silver and jingle it together, and I can know instantly, or a handful of coins, and I can basically know instantly whether or not it's real silver. I've spent so much time around coins. I've got some beautiful BU Morgan dollars here, right? Spend some time looking at what a real Morgan dollar looks like. If you go to a coin store and you come in with a good attitude and you say, look, I want to learn, I guarantee you the proprietors will bend over backwards in most cases, right? Some people are jerks, but there's jerks everywhere. But in most cases, your local coin store will be more than happy to help educate you. So you get the sense of what a real coin looks like, and you get a sense of what a fake coin looks like as well. They'll have fakes to show you to compare. And then once you know what a real coin looks like and sounds like, then the best way is to measure the specs, right? If you have a coin, right, you have a peace dollar, you can go on numista.com, right? You can just look up any spec of any coin ever minted in history. You can find out its weight. You can find out its diameter. You can find out its thickness. And if you measure all those things and it matches up, for the most part, you've got yourself a real coin. Obviously, there are some really good fakes coming out of China. And certainly for like key dates, right? If you see a key date, you need to put a little bit more effort in because it's worth it for, a Chinese knockoff factory to make a fake Carson City Morgan dollar out of real silver. So some of those, dimension tests won't work. But if we're talking about just a common date Morgan dollar and it weighs the right amount and it's the right diameter and the right thickness and it looks right, 99.9% chance that is a real genuine coin. Yeah, I mean, specific gravity you can do. It's the same idea though as measuring, the weight, the height, or the thickness and the diameter. And there are certain coins that are just less likely to be faked, right? If you're buying, 1962 Roosevelt dimes, I don't think I've ever heard of a 1962 Roosevelt dime being counterfeited. I'm not saying it hasn't, but you're going to find a lot more counterfeit Morgan dollars than you are Roosevelt dimes. Yeah, roadkill is saying once you know silver, and you can just sniff it out of anything that's fake. And I completely agree with that. It absolutely, look, it takes time, it takes effort, and you're going to make mistakes. I've made mistakes. There are still times where I'll buy a collection and I'll go through it quickly, right? Because I'm trying to make the deal. And I finish the deal, I get home. Now, it has not happened ever that I've bought like an entire collection that's fake. But there have definitely been times where I'm going through it and I'm like, damn it, what did I do? How did I miss this, right? And sometimes I'll find a fake coin, and they go in a little. I have a little box in my room, in my closet, full of all my fakes, and I use those to educate people. I use them to make videos. I actually gave a couple to a teacher friend of mine that was doing a lesson on money and counterfeiting, etc. And he used them as props in his class, which was great. But you don't want them to escape back into circulation, because you don't want people to buy fake stuff. It's bad for you, it's bad for them, it's bad for the hobby, etc. Windy City Coins and Treasures asked, will you ever sell your world coins? I love the Middle East coins. So I sell most of my world coins. I really only collect a very small amount of world coins. In fact, at my last Whatnot auction, I sold a bunch of my crown-sized silver from around the world. I'm trying to, you go through different phases in collecting, right? I've gotten more into I want to go more deep on certain specific sets as opposed to going wide. Going wide is great for beginners, right? You want to start a collection, you're not 100% sure what you're into, and you like variety. It's great to go wide. And that's why I went wider when I was starting out. And now I'm sort of selling off some of the stuff that doesn't appeal to me as much and going deeper and buying more and buying better coins in the stuff that I am interested in. And the British Mandate of Palestine coins is the ones that I think you're mentioning. That is one of the sets that I really do love, and I'm working on the full set. It's a marathon. I'm taking my time. I'm not buying, every coin I see on eBay. I'm sort of letting it go by trade and by wheeling and dealing, and little by little adding a coin here or there. I'm actually going to do an update video on it pretty soon because I have a few new coins to add to that collection. And I am making progress. But the main collections that I'm working on, many of you know that I just finished my decade-long trek, my decade-long journey of building the Dansko US typeset. I've got every single coin in that album now. Now it's time to upgrade some of them. But the main things I'm working on are the classic commemorative $half set, which is a tough set to finish because the coins are relatively rare and they're quite expensive to get the, I guess the key dates or the key examples. And then I'm doing a US gold typeset, which is not that hard to complete necessarily, but freaking expensive, right? Especially as gold goes higher and higher. I mean, thankfully, I have most of the $20 gold pieces that I need, but man, that stuff is expensive. Oh, Barry Kimmel says that he has a Sigma Metalytics tester. That's a great way to tell if your silver or gold is real. That's more or less foolproof. Not entirely, but more or less foolproof. An XRF reader will tell you if the coin is authentic in the sense of the metal, but it doesn't necessarily tell you if the coin itself is authentic. Yeah, so dual brain, Ed is saying that you can have a handful of coins, and if just one is silver, if you've got a keen ear and you've been working with silver for long enough, you can absolutely tell which one's the silver one. And again, I did say I'm going to plug my product every so often. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it too much. I just, the idea here is to talk about silver and gold in general. But I did launch silver packs last night, and it melds my two loves, coins and trading cards, and it is basically a booster pack of slabbed coins. High quality stuff. There's no crap in here. You're not going to get anything that's garbage. It's all high quality stuff like mint state Morgan dollars. There's no lower than mint state. It's all mint state Morgan dollars, mint state peace dollars, high mint state like proof 6 or mint state 69, mint state 70, special edition American Silver Eagles like anniversary editions, etc. For the modern stuff. And there are some also really, really cool NGC slabbed ancient silver coins. So really cool stuff, varied stuff. The floor is about $250. Like I said, everybody has a little bit of a different way of measuring value, but more or less the floor is $250. The idea here is not to just gamble and get a scratch off lottery ticket and you lose, you walk away with nothing. The idea here is that you're going to get 3 really, really cool, high quality coins that can stay in your collection and in your stack forever. These are not coins that you're going to toss off somewhere. These are all high quality things. And of course, the big hits is what people are excited about. 1 in 10 packs is a massive hit. There are 10 Carson City, BU Carson City Morgan dollars. That's right, Carson City Morgan dollars, BU uncirculated condition. There are 9 Quarter Eagle gold coins, pre-1933 gold, that are absolutely awesome. Both Indians and Liberty. And then the big mega hit is a $20 MS63 St. Gaudens double eagle that's worth approaching $5,000 now, graded by CAC. They're awesome. You can get them. I pinned the website. It's silverpacks.co. It's a limit of 5 per person. There's only 250 packs in the launch edition. The idea was I wanted to do something small and high quality so that I could make sure that every single pack is up to the quality level that I would care about on this first run. So again, only 5 packs per person. There are a couple people who have taken me up on the maximum limit. There are only 250 packs total, period. And they are going to sell out for sure within the next few days. Again, not a pressure selling tactic. I'm just telling you, if you are interested, now is the time, because they are going to sell out. So anyway, how much have sold so far? I don't want to say how many have sold so far, but you still have time, but not a ton. Okay, I wouldn't wait until next week, but if you wait for the next couple hours, that'll be fine. You won't have any problem likely then. But certainly I wouldn't wait until certainly by the end of the weekend. I believe they will be sold out. Anyway, Austin asked, what are some examples of items that might be in the floor? So I would say that the lowest coins you're going to get would be an MS60 Morgan dollar of a common year. Not 1921. I think the only 1921s in here are minimum of MS63 or MS64. You might get an MS61 1922 peace dollar. You might get a modern first day of issue, whatever they're called, first day of issue American Silver Eagle in Mint State 69. You might get one of the smaller ancient silver coins. Again, these are all quality. There's no garbage in here. You're not going to get a tiny little junk coin. It's only good stuff, basically. Yeah, Eliyahu, the floor is about $250, give or take, right? Silver is going up, so maybe it's a little bit more now. But when I produced the bag, when I produced these packs, the floor was about $250. They're great. They're a lot of fun. You can see on my channel, I made a video where I'm opening up some sample packs. I didn't open up real packs, obviously, because that would hurt the integrity of the set, right? There's only 250 packs. I should say, so the BU Carson City Morgan dollars that are part of the hits, those are in those big GSA holders. So obviously they don't fit in here. So what's kind of cool is I made redemption cards that have a special unique code on them that you enter on the website, and we'll mail it to you free of charge, via FedEx. But because we wanted to keep the packs the same weight so that, there's no tomfoolery, you also get a bonus silver coin in there. So technically some packs have 4 coins. And you can get them at silverpacks.co. We're definitely selling a bunch of them. So a few more have sold even just in the last few minutes. I'm just excited about it. You guys can see how excited I am about it. Anybody who's been watching my channel for a long time knows that this is absolutely not just like a YouTuber cash grab, right? Like I've been talking about coins and magic cards for the past 15 years on my channel, and I've finally been able to build a product that melds my two great hobby loves. And I know that there are other products out there that are also like mystery packs, but they miss the point. They miss the point. When you buy, and I'm not trashing any other businesses or anything like that. That's not my point here. But when you buy a mystery pack and you just open up a box or you open up a bag and the coins are just there, it's missing that excitement that you get if you really were a trading card collector or a magic card player or a sports card collector. You know that thrill of ripping open the pack, going through it, and enjoying that thrill of the hunt. So the idea here is that it gives you that experience. So you open up the main pack, and inside the main pack there are 3 individually wrapped slabs. Each pack has 3 inner packs. So you get to open up each coin and enjoy it and savor the moment. And it does matter. I know that the coins are still the same coins, but the experience is what matters, and it's really, really fun. Ooh, open one live. I did keep 3 for myself that I'm using for videos. I was planning on potentially doing them live on Whatnot. I might sell these 3 live on Whatnot that I pulled out of for the video. But again, to keep it fair, I've got to keep them sealed until somebody buys them. Again, the whole idea is that I've been spending the last 15 years on YouTube talking about basically protecting new coin collectors and new precious metals investors from scammers. So when I'm, this is my first real product that I've ever launched, I'm trying to make it as transparent and crystal clear as possible, so there's no even accusations of funny business. So I'm being extra serious on that. Do I think there will be extra resale value on the packs? So it's funny because I did sort of joke about that a little bit in the video where I released it. And frankly, yes, they probably will. Assuming this sale goes as well as it's going so far and we end up continuing, which my plan is. I do have a business partner on this because, as you can imagine, 250 packs of 3 coins, which is 750 coins, including 25 hits. It is a huge investment. So I do have a silent partner in this as well. It's a buddy of mine that I've known for my whole life. So it's really great to be able to work with him on it. Yeah, so I do think that we're going to be doing bigger and many, many more launches, different editions, different themes, etc. And yes, I do think that these could potentially, the sealed packs could end up being worth something, but that's not the point of these. The point is for you to buy them, open them, have a good time, expose yourself to some new, cool, high quality silver coins that you can add to your collection, and potentially have the thrill of opening, a big hit worth $400, $500, $600, or even several $1,000s. Just checking the chat here. Man, I missed a bunch of stuff. We're talking about delicious Austrian food and Mexican food, good coins. So here's a good question. So Trace in Terror asks, isn't it better buying silver ETFs than real silver? What do you think? It is a good question, but it's a question that I have never really considered myself because I do both. And I think that almost everybody can do both. In most cases, unless you literally have enough money to buy 1 ounce of silver, you can choose to buy it on paper or buy it in physical silver. In that case, I'd say go buy the physical silver because you get some enjoyment out of it. There's some extra benefits of, SHTF Armageddon situations. It's nice to have some precious metals physically lying around. But when it comes to just speculating, having paper silver is much, much easier to trade. I do both. I buy silver on paper, right, through silver ETFs all the time, so that I can buy and sell and make money when I believe that silver is underpriced and when it's going up. Certainly, I've done pretty well right now with SLV. That's like one of the most popular silver, paper silver instruments that you can buy. I've done really, really well on that. But I obviously buy tons and tons of silver, right? Like physical silver. I've got, what are these, 64 Kennedy halves. I just brought a bunch of stuff, sort of as props to talk about. I have several rolls of these BU Morgan dollars that are amazing. Those I usually sell at my Whatnot auction. I've got a big old bag of world silver over here. Oh, I didn't even realize that I've got this. I've got these Franklin halves. I've got all sorts of stuff, and I'm a sucker for physical silver, physical bullion, physical coins. I prefer that for myself, but I buy both, no reason not to. Elio, you're asking about the shipping on the silver packs. It's $15 shipping, no limit, right? You can buy 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and the shipping stays the same. And it comes fully insured, so you have no risk when it comes to shipping. What other questions? Will there be more rounds? Broken Chrono asks. Oh, are you talking about silver packs, or are you talking about silver rounds like this? I missed that. The question, I think, had to do with silver packs. There will definitely be more silver pack editions, right? So I'm looking at it like Magic cards or Pokemon cards, right? Or basketball, baseball cards, whatever, right? You don't just have one pack, right? So this one is it's the launch edition, right? It's the first one right out the gate. I wanted to have a variety, high quality. Basically, the theme of this is high quality, nice variety, and no tears, right? No one's going to be upset with what they open in these, right? So that's the idea with those. But I have ideas to do like a shipwreck edition, right? Where every coin is a graded shipwreck coin, gold, silver, copper, right? All sorts of cool stuff like that. I really, really want to do a typeset one. That's going to be a little tough, but I want to do a US typeset one where every single coin is a US type coin, and the hits are like for a gold typeset or a commemorative half typeset. So I should say the classic commemorative halves. Anyway, lots and lots of ideas. Some of it's already in the works. And yeah, so I meant to send this. I meant to share this this live with my dad, and I forgot that I didn't. So let me just shoot him a quick message. There we go. So anyway, yeah. Silver Picker has Silver Picker Senior. You've probably seen him on my channel, and he did ask me if I was gonna do this live, if I could send it to him. Oh yeah, I don't usually wear glasses in my lives, or in my not lives, I should say. So surprise, Silver Picker wears glasses, and stylish ones at that. Victor asked, where do I buy the majority of my coins? The majority of my coins, it depends. It depends what you're asking. If you're asking, there's, I'd say, 3 categories of coins that I buy at this point. I buy coins for my personal collection. I buy coins. I buy coins to resell, right, on Whatnot, because I've been selling on Whatnot now for quite a while. And the third category is buying coins that I would say I speculate on, meaning I don't buy them for my collection. I buy them, I guess you could call it it's probably coins plus silver stack. It's stuff that I am not planning on selling right away, and it's not inventory exactly, but it's not part of my personal collection, and I'm planning on selling it in the future when the price goes up. So there are 3 different types of coins that I buy, and those have different sources. So I would say I buy the majority of the stuff that I sell on Whatnot from other dealers, right? So there's a whole network of dealers that I work with. I've been in this industry for 15 years. And there's a lot of people, obviously, I've met over the years and I've done business with. And the more business you do with them, the more they want to do business with you, and the more they want to give you good deals. So I buy wholesale from several different dealers. And that's where I get most of my inventory for Whatnot. That's also padded out by buying collections from you guys, right? From people who watch my videos. There are some times where somebody wants to exit the hobby, which is disappointing because I'm all about getting more people into the hobby, but sometimes you have a reason. So if somebody exits the hobby, they want to sell all their coins easily and get a good price. So they send it to me or they bring it to me and I buy it. Sometimes people, more often actually, are still in the hobby, but they want to unload some of the coins that are not part of their core collecting goals, right? So maybe, like I was just talking about earlier, you started out and you wanted to collect coins from all over the world, but now you've focused on just US, Canada, and Mexico, right? North America. So you want to sell the rest of the stuff. So instead of putting it on eBay or putting it on Whatnot and going through all that hassle, they just say, okay, I'm putting it in a box, sending it to you, pay me a good deal for it. And I do that. So I buy a lot of collections. Like I said, I buy from dealers. And then I still do my the stuff that I built my channel on, which is going to estate sales and garage sales and flea markets, and sometimes even online sales, right? I have gotten great deals on Whatnot. If you guys are not on Whatnot yet, I'll put in my Whatnot link also, whatnot.com/invite/silverpicker. You've got to be living under a rock if you haven't heard me talking about it. I've been on Whatnot for 3 years now, and both as a buyer and a seller. If you use my link, you get 15 bucks to buy anything you want in the app, right? So you can basically get some free silver if you use my link. I also get a couple bucks too. Always good to scratch each other's backs, right? But seriously, there is still the Whatnot is still the Wild West in some ways, in a very positive way. There are still deals to be had, right? You go on eBay and there are so many scammers. There's so much junk there. And then you also have bots and all sorts of stuff that make it really hard to get a deal. On Whatnot, you make a community, right? I know the people who come to my auctions. I give them deals. The people whose auctions I go to, they give me deals, right? There's still really, really good deals to be had on there. Eliyahu asked, I really want to know the best way to find yard sales and garage sales. Oh, that's great. There are a lot of different ways. Facebook, there are lots of community tabs, right? There's community groups. Craigslist was what I used years ago, but I still think you can find lots of ads for garage sales on Craigslist. You can even find on Instagram people post in their locally. You can also do the old school one, and sometimes this is the best method. All right, I'm going to give a good secret. You go to your supermarket, you go to your local community center, and there are usually flyers posted up on a bulletin board. You can go to your church, you can go to your synagogue, you can go to your supermarket, you can go to your your local veterans veterans lodge, whatever. There's a lot of different places that have old school bulletin boards with people posting about their garage sales. The ones that never make it onto the internet are the ones that have the best stuff. So definitely. And I guess that sort of it all comes down to effort, right? With anything, with silver stacking, with coin collecting, with this hobby, with this investing, the more effort you put in and the more you learn, the more you're willing to get off your butt and go out there, you will be rewarded ever greater. Crazy Spider says, you learned about Whatnot from me. Will I follow your show? Shoot me a link. I'll definitely check out your show if I'm on at the same time as you. I'm okay. Yeah, I see. Crazy. Gotcha. Yeah. Shoot me a message within Whatnot and I'll try and stop by your next stream. Any more questions about silver, about gold, about silver packs? I could talk about silver packs all day. I am obviously very excited about it. It's something, I mean, come on, guys. I've been working on it for 2 years, right? It's something that I've been planning. I've been trying to get the funds together. I wanted to get the packaging right. I wanted to make sure that the mix of coins was right. I wanted to make sure that the hits were right. I wanted to make the videos and all the marketing stuff, on my channel. It's not easy. And that's why I'm so excited that things are going well so far. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'll just keep showing you some beautiful silver. Look at that. Oh, that's a good thing I'll talk about. So when you're looking at coins, right? Clean coins versus BU coins. A lot of new collectors have trouble figuring out what the difference is. So if you look here, this is a BU, brilliant uncirculated. You can see that it has the beautiful luster. You can see it has depth to it. You can see that dancing cartwheel, right? When I shake it, when I flip it, you can see that ray of light on the top right and left corner, top right, bottom left corner going back and forth, right? That is a very good sign that this is a true brilliant uncirculated coin and not a clean coin. A clean coin will have a flat, totally uniform view. It looks lifeless. When you become more well accustomed to looking at coins like this, you'll be able to tell a clean coin from a mint state coin or a BU coin any day of the week. But when you're new, they look the same. You go, hey, they're both shiny, right? But trust me, go to a coin store, go to your friend who's got coins and ask them to help you out and show you the difference. And little by little, you'll learn. And someday you'll look back and be like, I can't believe I thought that was a BU coin when it was really just an obviously cleaned one. Yeah, it's crazy. Redeem Patriot, $54 gold, 43.25 gold, $54 silver. I mean, absolutely wild, right? I remember when gold broke 2,000 and everyone was like, it can't go higher. It can't go higher. 2,000, that's crazy. It's going to drop down. Back in the 90s, gold was $400, $300 an ounce, right? Silver was $7, right? I remember people I'd say several times actually. I remember people saying in like the 2011, 2012 era when silver was like almost $50 and gold was breaking I think it hit like 1900, and then I think it did scrape the $2,000 mark. And people were saying impossible for it to go higher, et cetera, et cetera. So it's possible we'll be looking back, not too far down the road at this and saying, I can't believe we thought, $4,000 gold was high and $50 silver was high. Redeem Patriot, nice, very, very nice. He was saying Redeem Patriot wrote that he bought into silver at 18 bucks. So he's sitting pretty right now. Now here's a question for some of you. For those of you who did buy in, a long time ago, whether you bought in at $12 or $18 or even $30, are you taking any of your profits off the table in dollars, in fiat currency? Or are you converting any of your silver into gold? Or are you converting it into, are you paying some of your bills, paying off debt? There's a lot of good things that you can do with silver. Silver is a tool. It's an investment vehicle. It's not an end in and of itself, right? I've had people who say to me, they go, yeah, I had to sell a bunch of my silver. My daughter's car broke down and I needed to get her a new car so she could get to school. And I'm like, that's not something to complain about. That's what silver is there for. Silver saved your butt. You bought silver and you were able to sell it. And hopefully in most cases, at least at break even, if not better, right? It's a store of wealth, if nothing else. But if you can make a little bit of money and you sell it and you fix your daughter's car so she can get an education, that's money well spent. That's silver well spent. I'm a huge proponent of not, don't eat cat food and starve because you don't want to spend your silver, right? Your life is more important, right? Your life and your education. There are things more important than silver. Silver is a great tool. So I'm curious if anybody is taking any profits off the table. Personally, for me, for my physical silver, gold and silver, that's stuff that I keep. That's stuff that I hold on to. Again, not counting the stuff that's my inventory that I'm planning to sell, right? Like this kind of stuff. But stuff in my personal collection, my personal stack, typically I don't sell any of that. But I'm trading on paper all the time, right? I'm buying SLV, I'm buying gold mining stocks, and I'm buying that stuff and reselling it pretty frequently. So I think that there's a reason to take your profits while you can. So Victor, do you have a purpose for that small amount of silver? So that's another good point I should point out. I would say that if you're selling your silver to take profits off the table and putting that into fiat currency, and meaning US dollars or whatever, again, I'm not a financial advisor, right? Just putting that disclaimer out there. But if it was me, I would make sure that I was putting that into something else that I thought was either going to grow at a faster rate or is safer. Or there's lots of other considerations, but I would put it into something else, right? So for example, I wouldn't just take the money and put it into your checking account, right? But maybe you found a great CD that's giving you 4.5%. And you want to have a rainy day fund and you want it to grow a little bit, right? You put some money in there, let it sit there. It's not losing money, and now you've got a security blanket, right? Or maybe you say, I didn't max out my Roth IRA, and the Roth IRA is like the biggest cheat code to becoming a millionaire, period. I did a video on it. You guys should look on my channel. The Roth IRA will make you a millionaire by the time you retire. So if you didn't max it out, hey, you just got some silver earnings, put it into your Roth IRA. There's a lot of good things. Maybe you're into other collectibles and you want to diversify, right? Like I'm into Magic the Gathering. I'm not joking. I have been considering taking some of these gains from precious metals and finally buying my dream card and buying a Black Lotus. Anybody here know what I'm talking about when I say Black Lotus? Magic the Gathering Black Lotus. It's the most iconic card in all of Magic the Gathering. Highly limited print run. It's virtually guaranteed to never be reprinted. And the cheapest ones go for like $12,000. So yeah, I'm considering taking some of my gains off the table and putting it into that, diversifying a little bit. Jim asked, how are silver packs selling? So for those of you who are just joining, these are silver packs. It's my new product. I was talking about Magic the Gathering, and this is the love child of my two greatest hobbies, which is precious metals / coin collecting and Magic the Gathering, so trading cards. So I created silver packs, which is the most premium pack ripping experience for silver stackers and coin collectors. So each pack has 3 inner packs, each with a slabbed silver coin. We're talking high quality stuff, no junk. Mint state Morgan dollars, mint state peace dollars, super high mint state American Silver Eagle special editions, not just the regular ones. Ancient silver coins, right? We've got coins that are 2,000 years old, ancient Roman silver coins, certified by NGC. And of course, there are the big hits. There's BU, Carson City Morgan dollars, like key date Morgan silver dollars. We've got gold quarter eagles, right? Pre-1933 gold Indians and Liberties, and the big hit, of course, is an MS-63 CAC graded $20 double St. Gaudens double eagle, worth almost $5,000 now. So, and there, what I said, my goal with this was that this is a product with no tiers. Nobody's going to open this, and even if they don't get the hits, even if they get the floor, right, they get the lowest value stuff, no one's crying. These are all really good stuff. Everybody's going to have a good time. And like I said, there's a five pack per person limit because there's only 250 packs in the launch edition. It is a very, very limited run for the first one. I am going to be doing more, and I'm going to be more ambitious and bigger and better and all that, right? But for now, for the launch edition, my goal was to focus on quality, and I can only control quality in the first, when you're first doing something on a low print run, basically. So there's 250 packs total. Many of them have already sold. It's very possible that these will sell out by the end of the weekend. And if that's the case, tough luck, unfortunately. But and again, I said this earlier in the video, this is not me trying to do the hard sell or the like pressure you into making a decision now, but I'm just being totally honest. These will sell out, and if you're interested in getting one and joining the party, now is the time. And again, also, you should definitely follow Silver Packs Rips. And if you do buy one, open it up on camera and tag me, right? I want you to show people what you're getting, right? I don't want this to be a secret. This should be enjoyed by everybody. And I didn't announce this, and this is an unofficial announcement, but I am going to be doing a giveaway to somebody who does open one of these on camera. And it'll be a little bit of a surprise giveaway. So just another little added incentive. And that's, of course, at silverpacks.co. I pinned it up there. You can go www.silverpacks.co. And yeah, right now it's only open to the US, but future launches will be worldwide. Victor says that your wife is a financial advisor and she would agree about saving for retirement. I couldn't agree more. I mean, I made videos about it, and unfortunately, they're some of my least viewed videos. Very disappointing. My least viewed video is the one that will literally guarantee you to become a millionaire, and that's the one about the Roth IRA. The government is giving us a cheat code to become millionaires. They're giving us compounding interest tax-free with the Roth IRA, and if you're not maxing out your Roth IRA, you are making a mistake. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. That's my disclaimer, but that's my point. Eliyahu asks, you said I'm selling around 3 off the website. If they sell out on the website, will they be drop shipped, or you wait until you sell these 3? Yeah, so all of the silver packs are being sold as a drop because again, the whole idea is to be fair and transparent and make sure that, because there's so many, the reason I made this is because I wanted a product like this, a fair mystery grab bag product that sort of brings the trading card pack ripping, pack cracking experience to coins, but where it's fair and not a scam. So I'm doing a lot of things to make this as transparent as possible. One of which is I'm not shipping the coins until the entire 250 sell out, to make it as fair as possible. Granted, if 235 sell and for whatever reason I can't sell the last 15, then yes, I will ship them early. I will make an announcement about that. But again, any changes that I make will be made public so that it is, again, as above board and as transparent as humanly possible. Yeah, and I think I'm going to promote these. I'm probably sell these on Whatnot, these 3 that I have with me. But it depends if everything sells out while I'm on stream, right? Or if everything sells out in the next, couple hours and all 250 sell out, then I'm just going to put these back into Gen Pop, right? I'll put them back into Gen Pop and they'll be shipped out like normal. Marcus, thank you for the little donation. I really appreciate that. I didn't expect that. That was really, really generous of you. Thank you very much. That's so nice of you. Eliyahu said, "Do the packs have something to show that it was from the silver pack other than the packaging, like a card or something?" So right now, the packaging is, the main branded thing. In future drops, things will be a little bit more customized, but right now I wanted to get it out there with quality stuff, right? I didn't want to meddle with focusing too much on the less important stuff. Again, the goal here is to get new, interesting silver coins and gold coins to people who love them. Collectors, new collectors. I'm launching before the holidays because I'm hoping that some people will buy them for family members and hopefully get them into coin collecting, right? If you have somebody that's a sports card collector or Pokemon collector or Magic card player, and you want to get them into coin collecting, a niece, a nephew, right? Something like that, a cousin, whoever, a friend, you get it for them, and granted, it's a big gift, so it's probably going to be for someone in your family or someone you really care about. But the goal is to maybe get some new people into the hobby as well. Victor asked when my next Whatnot show. I'm not 100% sure. It'll be in the next week or two, though, for sure. Certainly in October. So MC Zombie said you want to get some recovered shipwreck coins. So I would just do your research online and learn about the actual shipwrecks and the actual coins that you are interested in, right? So if there are specific shipwrecks you're interested in, you're more likely to be able to find good ones if you know about the history, right? You find a shipwreck that had only Spanish coins on it, and somebody claims that they have a shipwreck coin from the U.S. From that shipwreck, something might be off. But probably the best thing to do would be to buy graded or certified, right? At my next Whatnot auction, I have several shipwreck coins that are NGC certified. So that's a great way, obviously, of making sure you're getting the legit stuff. I'm gonna actually just take a quick peek at the orders and just see. No, we've still got a bunch in stock. We're not at risk of selling out just yet. But thank you, folks, to those of you who are in the stream that have picked up some silver packs. Definitely appreciate that. And again, the idea here for this live stream, I don't usually live stream, but now that I'm doing it, I'm really enjoying it. And I think you can see I have a nice camera, right? Like I did buy a nice camera. I bought a nice microphone, but the nice microphone isn't working. So I have to figure that out for the next one. But I'm enjoying this. I love talking to you guys. I love interacting with you guys. And ultimately, I love teaching, right? This is about sharing the knowledge that I've accumulated over the past 15 years in coins and precious metals and sharing it with you guys. I believe in this hobby. I believe in this investment vehicle, right? I believe in sharing that knowledge. So that's what I'm here for. Eliyahu, no, you can do it through Instagram. You can do it through YouTube. You can do it through TikTok. If you wanted to just send me the video, you're welcome to do that, and I could post it on my Instagram. I'm easy when it comes to that. Whatnot, yeah, you could send it to me on Whatnot if you're allowed to send files that big. Certainly a link you could send. Here's a good question. I was going to see if I have any generic silver here. I don't. But I have a question for you guys. What do you guys think when it comes to investing in precious metals? Do you go, government issue like American Silver Eagles or Canadian Maples, etc.? Do you go fully generic, just like, picture of a buffalo or something, or 999? Or do you go like branded, like Atmex, or premium branded, like Engelhard or something like that? Or do you go for silver is silver and you get yourself some junk silver? Or do you go really silver is silver and you buy like sterling silver spoons and scrap jewelry and all that kind of stuff? Is there a way for me to do a poll? Can I do a poll on this? Is that a thing? Oh yeah, I can do a poll. Let's do this. Let's see. Or I can do a question. Ooh, this is cool. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Hold your horses. Start a poll. Okay. What do you mostly stack when what silver? See, I'm learning too. What silver do you mostly stack? 90% constitutional, junk, government issue, ASE, maples, etc. Generic bullion, premium generic bullion, I'll say branded generic bullion, Max, Engelhard, Amex, etc. I guess I can only give 4 options. Well, those are the 4 we're going to start with. Yeah, everybody get in on that poll. Get up on that poll. Sorry, it's a family friendly here. We're family friendly, right? Family friendly. What other silver stuff do you want to talk about? We talked about the gold silver ratio, which, again, like I said, it's not a law. It's not something that is guaranteed to matter, but there is historical precedent for it. And I think that it's a worthwhile tool to look at. It's a good data point. We talked a little bit about the different types of silver. We talked about scams and how to avoid them. But we didn't go too deep into that. We talked a little bit about how to determine fakes. We can talk about that a little bit more as well. And what else? Are there other things that you guys want to touch on? How will I choose the people, the winner? So I haven't decided yet, Eliyahu. Eliyahu asked, how am I going to choose the winner of the giveaway that I'm going to do for people who post openings of the packs. So that's so far down the road. Like I said, this is an unofficial announcement. This is just it's something I'm going to do, but I'm not 100% sure what it's going to look like yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it to who posts like the coolest video, or the funnest video, or if I'm going to do it randomly, or if I'm going to or if it's going to be who's the first person to post a video. I don't know, right? And I'm not sure what the prize is going to be yet. I have a feeling it's probably going to be like one free pack from the next drop. It's going to be something good. It's going to be something big. It's not going to be a silver war nickel or something. But I certainly don't know what the rules are going to be yet. I certainly don't know what the prizes are going to be yet. But I do know that I want to do something special for people who put in the effort to post, because ultimately it's also marketing, right? Because again, I'm very confident that people are going to be happy with what's in this pack, in these packs. Like I said, it's the goal I had when designing this was no tears. No one's going to open this and have a feel bad moment where they're just like, this is garbage, right? Why did I get a cleaned 1921 Morgan dollar or something? Like, you're not going to find any crap like that in here. It's marketing for me, so I might as well find a way to reward people who put in that effort. And again, anyone who's interested, silverpacks.co. Grab yourself 1 or 2 or 5, right? Like I said, minimum of 5, maximum of 5. I just want everybody to have a chance to get it. I don't want scalpers to come in and buy, all 250 and then jack up the price or hold on to them. And the idea is for collectors to get them and open them and have a good time with them. Is there anyone in here that that bought one? I have an idea. Nice. Eliyahu, go for it. You won't regret it. That I can tell you. TBDH20 says silver is your second love. You were obsessed with collecting 1909 Lincoln cents and have hundreds of. Wow, that is very cool. Do you? I mean, if you've been collecting for a long time, do you also have the 1909 SVDB? I mean, that's obviously like the crown jewel of all Lincoln cents, and of course of all wheat cents, and of course of all 1909 wheat cents. That's a very, very cool niche collection. Do you also collect the 1909 Indian head cents? So for those of you who don't know, so I guess I should back up a little bit for those of you who are new to the collecting world as well. Basically, uh, most people who collect a full set of coins, right? Like they want to get every single date and every single mint mark of a particular denomination of coin, right? Like let's say it's wheat cents, right? Wheat cents were minted from 1909 to 1958, and they were minted at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. So there's 3 coins per date, P, D, and S. The P is actually not on there; it's just blank, so it's blank DNS for all those dates. And when we say key dates, we're talking about the key dates to complete your collection, or let's say the key dates to unlock the completion of your collection, right? So in this case, the ultimate key date is the 1909 SVDB. And when we say VDB, we're talking about the initials of the coin's designer, which were put on the coin, on the back, the reverse of the coin, for just the first few months of the issue. So only some of the 1909s have VDB. I think it's like Victor David Brenner. Am I right? Somebody fact check me on that. But it says VDB in small letters at the bottom of the stalks of wheat, and then they were removed. So if you get the 1909, so that's the year, S, San Francisco Mint, and the VDB, it's worth a fortune. Yeah, MC Zombie, go for it. Get yourself a pack. I want to see these bad boys sell out, because the quicker they sell out, the quicker I can ship them, and the quicker I can start seeing people enjoy them and open them on video. So everybody should go out there and get some. Yeah, this is now we get into the phase of me pushing these hard. Everybody, go get your silver packs. Silver packs today. No, but for real, I've said this several times throughout this stream, right? I can't help but be excited about it. I literally launched this yesterday, and it's my baby, right? I've been working on this for 2 years to get it perfectly right, to get the funds, to get it all put together, to build the website, to get it launched. All that stuff has taken me a long time, and I'm very proud of it. And now I'm excited. I want to see them opened, right? I want to see them opened, and the only way I can get them opened is if I sell out. So definitely go over to silverpacks.co and get yourself some. And by the way, what's kind of funny is when these were first purchased and packed and the price was set, silver was lower. So you actually are going to have a better value even than when I first marketed this, which is pretty exciting. Oh, nice. TBDH20. That's awesome. What's your prized 1909 cent? I'm just curious. Yeah, Kaltenberg, it's really crazy that silver is at $54, $54.50. Hey, Eliyahu, thank you so much. That's so nice of you. I appreciate it. Very nice. Actually, interestingly, you are right in the middle. So I wasn't going to say how many were left, but now that you bought literally, not the last one, I was going to say the last one to make it half. Half are sold out. So we've got half of the 250 left. So we've got 125 left. Wow, that was to the number. So like I said, Silver Packs is a drop format, meaning these don't get shipped until all of them sell out. Just to keep it fair, to keep it honest, make sure that everybody's getting a fair shot at getting one of the big hits. There are 25 hits, which obviously means 1 in 10 of these packs has a massive hit worth hundreds to even thousands of dollars. The individual coin, again, Carson City Morgan dollars. There's BU Carson City Morgan dollars. There's gold quarter eagles, and of course the big kahuna, the MS63 $20 St. Gaudens double eagle graded by CAC and MS63. That's almost a $5,000 coin, and one of these packs contains that. That's the mega hit, right? But there's 24 other big hits as well. So again, like I said, I built this product because it was something that the market was missing, something that I wanted. I wanted something that was fair. I wanted something that was no tiers, right? I wanted a mystery pack where you don't open it and you're like, I can't believe I just got 3 wheat pennies and a war nickel. No crap in these, only high quality, good stuff that you will be happy with, or that any ordinary normal coin collector would be happy with, or precious metals investor. And that it would be fun and that it would be variety, right? You're not just opening up 3 ASEs, right? You've got really, really cool coins that are in there, and I'm excited for it. Yes, you are breaking records. Eliyahu, you are the last of the first half, not the first of the last half. So whoever orders the next one will be the first of the second half, which means they will be the start of the avalanche going down the other side of the mountain and racing towards the ship date, which will be really fun. I think I'm going to stay on for probably another half hour or so because I'm having a good time. So let me know if you have any questions or want to just talk coins or precious metals or silver or other investments, right? Like I said, I invest in stocks. I invest in like individual stocks. I invest in ETFs. I invest in gold and silver. I invest in collectibles, specifically magic cards in most cases, but some other stuff too. I invest in crypto. How could I forget? I can't believe I didn't mention crypto before. So I do want to hear, are any of you guys, I asked the question earlier, but I am curious, are most of you guys holding your silver, cashing out? And if you are cashing out to some degree, are you cashing out everything or just taking some gains off the table? And if so, what are you putting it into? Are you putting it into crypto? Are you putting it into real estate? Are you paying off debt? There are some very good, if you have credit card debt or student debt, there is a very, very good argument to be made to sell your silver, get those gains, and free up your life. Like debt is shackles, right? Debt is going to keep you in chains, and it'll only get worse. And if you have silver and you've been lucky enough to have made some money on it, sell that, put it against your debt, and you won't look back. You won't be like, oh man, I wish I still had my silver and my crippling debt. Most of you who have any debt will be happy to be able to get rid of it. TBDH, I know you like them all, but if you had to pick one or a couple of your favorites, what are some of your favorites in your collection? I love when people have narrow collections like that because I also am like that. I don't have a huge wide variety of things that I collect. I have a few things that I really, really care about in my personal collection, and I really love those. So I would love to hear you nerd out about the stuff that you like. MC Zombie, what you mean? You're saying you want to cash in, but they're not willing to give you good rates. They're offering only bad rates on the silver, or you think that they're actually like gonna rip you off in some other way. Because you could also obviously, you could sell on Whatnot, you could sell on eBay, Whatnot is actually the best way to sell silver, right? You only have 7% fees, right? 6 or 7% fees. You have discounted fees for selling precious metals. Unlike on eBay, I think you have to pay like 13% or some ridiculous amount like that. So with Whatnot, which is obviously one of the many reasons I should say that I love Whatnot, but very low fees for selling. Here, you know what? I'm going to give you my seller link, whatnot.com/invite/seller/silver picker. If you use that link, if you decide you want to sell your coins on Whatnot, you use that link. It takes like just a few minutes to set up an account. And when you use my link, the seller link, when you sell, they match you. Whatnot matches you your first $150 in sales. So if you sell $150 worth of silver that you were planning on selling anyway, they'll pay you $300 for it. So that's pretty awesome. And you will definitely there's an insatiable appetite for silver and gold and coins. out there in the world, and a lot of those people are on Whatnot. So if you want to take some cash off the table and not get ripped off by the locals in your community that you're saying are, don't have a good reputation, definitely try Whatnot. You've heard me talk about Whatnot for years. It's my favorite thing that I've done in collecting in years, with the exception of this. This is the favorite thing I've done in collecting now. This is honestly one of the things I am most proud of that I've done in the entire hobby. Obviously, actually, I should say my Silver Picker YouTube channel that you guys are watching me on right now, where I've made over 600 educational videos teaching people about coin collecting and precious metals investing. Yeah, that is actually my proudest thing. I get fan mail from everything from 5-year-old kids to 90-year-old grandparents that are saying that I influence them and teach them and bring some joy to them. So that is for sure the best thing I've done in the coin collecting and precious metals world, far more than any money that I've made through the hobby. And this is a close second, because I've wanted to create a product like this for years. And you saw the first time I think I posted my first grab bag video on junk eBay grab bags, probably like close to 10 years ago now on eBay. And there are so many scams out there. There's so many feel bad openings, etc., that I wanted to create something that would scratch my itch as a magic card player and wanting to crack packs, and my itch as a silver stacker and coin collector. And there was nothing out there, and that's why I had to create it myself. And that's what Silver Packs is. Oh, I didn't show you guys the back. So the back has an outline of what is inside the packs, what the different hits are, right? So you see it's got each pack contains 3 graded or slabbed coins: Peace Dollars, Morgan Dollars, American Silver Eagles, Ancient Coins, randomly inserted hits, including, of course, the $20 St. Gaudens Double Eagle. That's 1 in 250 packs. $2.50 Gold Eagles, it's 9 in 250 packs, and the Carson City Morgans, which is 15 in 250 packs, which means that you have 25 in 250 packs chance to get one of the hits, one of these mega hits. And of course, that means it's 1 in 10 chance. 1 in 10. That is way better than any other product like this out there. That was the point. Again, I've said it a few times. If you've been here the whole time I've been streaming, I'm sorry for repeating myself, but it's for the new folks that are coming in. The idea here was to make a fun mystery pack that replicates that excitement, that fun experience of cracking packs of magic cards or Pokemon cards or sports cards to the coin collectors, to us, for us in our hobby, and make it as fair as humanly possible, make it as exciting as humanly possible. And like I said, the goal is no tears. I built this product with no tears as my mantra, meaning nobody who's going to open this is going to look at the coins and cry. Everybody's going to look at the coins, and even if you get the floor, right, value coins in these packs, even if you get the worst rips, you're going to look at it and be like, oh, these are really cool coins. Oh, these are quality coins, right? Like some of the non-hits are like a mint state, like an MS-61 Morgan dollar from like 1888, right? Like an 1888 MS-61 Morgan dollar, right? Mint state, graded by NGC. Like that's like the worst coin you're going to get, right? Or maybe you got there's a few different ancient coins certified by NGC. Some of them are these big, beautiful ancient coins that are, over 1,000 years old, or 1,500, 2,000 years old. And then some are a little bit smaller, right? Maybe you get a smaller one, but you're still getting a 2,000-year-old or 1,500-year-old ancient coin certified by NGC that's absolutely gorgeous, right? Like there's nothing in these packs that you'd look at and be like, oh, that's crap. Just taking a look at the chat over here. What is the ratio of floor coins to the rest of the packs? I actually don't have that number handy right now in terms of like what is the actual like lowest value, because there's also lots of different of the non-hits, there are still things that I would say are like semi-hits, right? Like there's some VAM Morgans that are worth like $150 in there each, right? There are some high mint state coins, right? Like there's like an MS-64 Morgan dollar in a better date, right? That it's a couple $100. So there are some like non-hit coins that are also hits, right? Meaning it's not like if you don't get a hit, you automatically lose money. And I don't even want to put it into those terms, because this is not about gambling. This is not a gambling product. This is it's not a lottery ticket. This is like buying a pack of Magic cards or buying a pack of Pokemon cards, right? You're getting cards. You're buying it because you want the coins inside, right? When you buy a pack of Pokemon cards, it's because you want to buy the cards that are inside that pack, and you hope that you get some of the rarer ones or the better ones, right? That's what this is. This is you're buying because you want cool coins, cool silver coins, cool high quality graded or slabbed silver coins, and you also hope that you get one of the big rare ones. But I don't want to make it all about money because that's not what it is. I'm not incentivizing gambling. This is not about gambling. This is about having fun in the hobby and exposing yourself to new different types of coins with some really nice upside. TBDH, thank you. TBDH says, you seem like an honest person, no shade. I appreciate that. It's funny because I have built a 15-year reputation on YouTube as like being the guy that tries to keep people away from scams, especially young numismatists, young silver stackers, and new people to the community, right? You don't have to be 12 years old to be new to something, right? And I've made like 600 videos on my channel talking about how to avoid scams and to know when something's too good to be true, et cetera, et cetera. And I've bought coins from my viewers. I get viewers of mine. I get fans of my channel selling me their coins, which obviously means they trust me, and it's over and over and over and over again, right? So my whole thing on YouTube is to be transparent and trustworthy, and that's why I'm so excited about providing this. And then I get random people like on my TikTok who don't know me, right? I have a TikTok, but it's not as popular as my YouTube channel, and they're like, "Oh, that's probably a scam," and it's like they're like, "How do I know it's not a scam?" And I'm like, "Well, if you go on my YouTube channel, I have 15 years worth of proven integrity, where people keep coming back, and my whole existence online is to protect people from scams." So anyway, I appreciate. Sorry to go off on that tangent. It's frustrating when like you've built a 15-year reputation, and then some probably 12-year-old snot-nosed kid on TikTok is telling me I'm a liar and a scammer. Anyway, I appreciate your compliment. That's really what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. I appreciate your compliment. um, what else? What else? What else? Eliao asks, how do you find the value of graded ancient coins? So it depends. There's first of all, you can, if there are similar or same ones sold on eBay, you can compare. So you can compare eBay sold listings. You can compare just general market prices. Like you can go to online coin retailers. You can go in person. You can go to shows. They are much harder to value than say like a mint state Morgan dollar, right? Morgan dollars are some of the most popular coins in the world. So obviously some of those are going to be easier to value than like more obscure ancient coin. But you can find a value for basically anything. TBDH asks if I prefer NGC over PCGS. So I want to make it loud and clear. I think that NGC, PCGS, Annex, and ICG are all perfectly good grading companies when it comes to buying those slabs, right? If you get a PCGS slab or an Annex slab or an ICG or an NGC, you are getting a legitimate coin grading and authentication company. No scams there. Personal preference, NGC all the way. First of all, I think they're beautiful. I think that the uniform case, right, the actual slab itself is uniform, unlike some of the other ones which have non what's the word I'm looking for? My mind's blanking right now. I'm thinking parallel, not parallel. Where both sides are the same, right? Anyway, so with this, it's uniform. It's one shape all around. The white, the gold, gray. I like that. I like the reverse, right? There's different, depending on how old or new it is. But anyway, I prefer NGC for that. And also, I have worked with them personally they've sponsored some videos of mine. We've done some collaborations together, and the people who work there are incredible. They are real diehard coin fans. They're not just doing a job, right? They love what they do. The graders are top quality, and I've seen way fewer mistakes. Look, I am not trashing or bashing PCGS. I think PCGS is a great company too. But my personal experience with them is I sent coins in, and there were mistakes. And I don't mean I'm not complaining about a grade. I'm talking about literal mistakes, right? They put the wrong date on the label, stuff like that. That can happen with any grading company, but for me, it didn't happen with NGC, and it did happen with PCGS. So symmetrical. Thank you, Eliyahu. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word symmetrical. But yes, the cases are symmetrical. I like how they stack. I like how they store. I like how they look. I like how clean looking they are. And like I said, I think it's just a great company. The pricing is good. Or I should say the pricing is reasonable, right? Like coin grading is expensive no matter where you go, but I'm a fan. Oh, also CAC. CAC is also a legit grading company. Victor asked, oh, this is a great one. Victor asked if I watch other YouTubers, and if so, who? Yes, I watch a bunch of other coin and precious metals YouTubers, and I've done a bunch of collabs with many of them as well. So the person I'd say who I'm closest with is Treasure Town, Christian from Treasure Town. His channel's great. He is super, super knowledgeable about coins. I've learned a ton from him. We do a little business together also. I've bought some coins from him that I've sold on Whatnot as well. He's just become a good friend. I just saw him a few weeks ago when I was where he lives. I don't know if where he lives is public, so I won't say where, but when I visited that place, we got together, which was really nice. So definitely check out Treasure Town. He's also big on Whatnot. You should check him out there too. Spectacular. I just did a series with him. He's great. Spectacular has a really great channel. He's fun. He's got interesting stuff. I've done some collabs with Rob Finds Treasure and Silver Seeker. I've done a collab with Pawn Man. He's a character. He's very funny. I don't know if that's not for the under 18 crowd or under 13 crowd or whatever it is, but he's very funny, and he's got an outlandish sense of humor. There are a couple people I watch who I've not done collabs with yet. Daniel Malone from Coin Help You. Actually, we did do a small collab. I did a video where I asked a bunch of coin YouTubers the same questions about what they thought about certain coins and coin collecting hobby and the future of silver and all that. So I think he appearidon that. Daniel Malone from Coin Help You. He's got a great channel. He owns a brick and mortar store. He's quite good. Blue Ridge Silverhound. He and I have communicated a few times, but we've never actually collabed. Who else do I watch? I hope I'm not leaving anybody obvious out, because that'll be embarrassing. I watch Christopher Collects sometimes. He's a British YouTuber. There's others. There's others. Quinn's Coins. I don't know if he's still making videos, actually. I haven't seen anything in a while, but I used to watch him quite a bit. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. Oh yeah, I did do a grab bag from Coin Help You. That wasn't a collab exactly. I ordered one, and then I did ask his permission, because I'm not trying to like, trash somebody for no reason, and it wasn't trashing. It turned out to be fine. I'm just saying I didn't want to like just order another YouTuber's grab bag just so that I could make a review on it behind his back. So I ordered it first, and then, because I didn't want him to like seed it or anything, I ordered it, and then I asked him, hey, just letting you know I ordered it. I'd like to make a video. Do you have a problem with that? He said, no, of course not. So I did do that. I forgot about that. Yeah, definitely check out Treasure Town. He's really, really good. Dylan asks if I'd rather buy Annex or ICG. I'd rather buy ICG. I think that their grading is a little bit more tough. So if you're getting something that says it's MS62 or something, you can be sure if it's ICG that it's MS62. With Annex, I still think it's a super legit company, and I think it gets actually a bad reputation for sort of inflating grades, but that's not always true, and it depends on the type of coin as well. So I definitely don't want to trash Annex or anything. I think Annex is a great company. I think they do great work, and I've bought plenty of Annex coins. But I think ICG, if I had an option to buy the same coin with the same grade for the same price right in front of me, I'd probably pick ICG. But I'd pick NGC over all of them, that's for sure. What other questions? Ooh, what is the coin that I kick myself for not buying on release? Oh, easy. There's a set of 3 coins that I still really want to get, and every time I drag my feet on it, it's just getting more and more and more and more expensive. It's the 2016 I think, Centennial Edition, where it is a set of three gold coins, each modeled after a different classic American coin. So there's a Mercury dime, a Standing Liberty quarter, and a Walking Liberty half, all in 90% gold. I think it's actually, maybe it's 999. I think it's 90% gold, but they are gorgeous coins, and I want them badly. If anybody else has those and wants to make a trade, I'll happily trade for lots of silver. I have lots of foreign gold from all over the world, really interesting stuff. I've got a bunch of sovereigns, like British sovereigns. I've got Victorian sovereigns, really old, nice stuff. I have pre-1933 US gold in varying denominations. I've got Krugerrands. I'm willing to trade. So if anybody's got that, let me know. We'll hook it up. Hey, Dylan, how'd you know? Did you know that for a fact? Because yes, trade dollars are my favorite coin. U.S. trade dollars, I should say. How'd you know that? And TBDH, I'm curious to know what coin you kick yourself for not buying on release. And is there anybody else who has a good answer for that? I'm curious. Hey, Asher, how you doing? Welcome to the show. For those of you just joining, first of all, anybody who's just lurking there and not saying anything in the chat, just say hello. Say a quick hello. It doesn't hurt. And it would be great to meet you all, right? So, Asher, what we were talking about is a few different things. We're kind of just enjoying. We're doing a little Q&A on collecting, right? On silver investing. The point of me coming on here tonight was basically to talk about silver, especially because silver has breached the $50 mark and now is approaching the $55 mark. There's a lot of new people in the hobby, and when there's a lot of new people in something, there's a lot of money being thrown around. There's also a lot of scammers out there waiting to take that money. So I wanted to talk about and just answer any questions people have about silver, so that they can protect themselves, especially if they're new to the hobby. Victor asks if I collect any tokens. I don't collect any tokens. Actually, that's not entirely true. Excuse me. I sort of unseriously collect Civil War tokens, meaning I haven't actually created an album for them. I haven't actually put together a goal yet. I haven't figured out what set I want or what I want to focus on, but I do like them, and I have a few of them, and I keep them in my personal collection because I don't want to sell them. So I guess you could say I do collect a few Civil War tokens, but I wouldn't say that that's like a deep part of my collection. Hey, Dylan, thank you very much. You asked what's the first coin I bought. Wow, I think I do know, and it depends how you look at it. So the way I got into coin collecting the first time around was through my dad. My dad gave me his childhood collection that he had collected with his dad. And, it wasn't a super serious collection, right? It was wheat cents and Mercury dimes and stuff like that, but I loved it. And as I got a little bit older, I kind of, the hobby fell by the wayside, and that was that. It wasn't until I moved in with one of my college roommates who got me back into it through gold and silver and coins, etc. And then I think the first coin I bought was either a $50 of some kind or like a Morgan dollar. But I can tell you the first gold coin I bought. First gold coin I bought was a British sovereign, a 1903 or 1906 British sovereign from the Perth Mint that I bought at a garage sale. And I've told this story many times. Nowadays, because I know, I'm more or less an expert. I shouldn't say expert. It's hard. Anybody who calls himself an expert is usually, it's not. I don't love the term. I put it in the title of this thing, but that was more just to get people on board, right? But I'm very knowledgeable, obviously, and at the time, I didn't even know it was a gold coin, and I paid $3 for a little handful of old coins, one of which was a British sovereign, which at the time was worth $300. Now it's worth like 600 or 800 or something. Maybe it's even breached 1,000. Let's take a look. I'm curious. Anybody know what a sovereign is worth now? Let's take a look. What's a British sovereign worth? Wow, British sovereign breached $1,000. wild. So when I bought it, it was like 300 and something bucks. Nowadays, obviously, I would pay out a fair rate for that. But I was at a garage sale. It was my first year in the world of coins. I asked if she had any old coins. Her exact words were, "I don't know if they're old, but I've got some coins." She comes out and she sells them to me. I get in my car, I drive off, and I take a look at them, and I go, "Holy cow! This one feels a little heavier. This is this gold? Could this really be gold? No, no, no way." And lo and behold, it was. Do I know that gold is at over $4,000 an ounce? That's why I'm on here. Yeah, of course. It's a huge day and it's a huge week in gold and silver. Eliyahu, that's an awesome first coin. Way more interesting than any of my first 10 coins. I don't think I had a seated Liberty dime until I was like a year into collecting. So Asher, do I think the gold price will silver and gold will crash or will it keep going higher? That is the $1 million or $1 billion or $1 trillion question. So I hate when YouTubers or public figures say, "Oh, it's definitely going to do X or it's definitely going to do Y." The answer is I don't know. But there is evidence for what I think will make it continue to go up, right? So I will give the caveat that nobody has a crystal ball, right? Nobody knows. But personally, I've looked at the evidence that's available, and that leads me to believe that yes, it will continue to go up. Will it go up forever? No, but I don't think that it's just a bubble. And the reason is because there is a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. A lot of uncertainty. And I'm not just talking about wars, right? I'm not just talking about Israel and I'm not talking about Ukraine. I'm not talking about Pakistan. I'm not talking about just conflicts. That's true too. There's a lot of conflict in the world. Thankfully, much of it is ending and being ended. Um, but not just that. I'm talking about what I would say is like the new world order, right? With AI. AI is a locomotive that brakes are broken. It is continuing to barrel down the tracks, whether we like it or not. We still don't know what AI is going to really look like in a year from now, or 5 years from now, or certainly 10 years from now. But it certainly is going to impact the world and society. It already has. And there's just a lot of different things that are changing. And when there's a lot of uncertainty, people want to go back to certainty. And gold and silver are international forms of money, right? A Russian, a Zimbabwean, an American, an Israeli, a Palestinian, everybody, no matter what side of what conflict you're on, everybody knows what gold and silver are, and everybody treats gold and silver as money. And that is one of the reasons why, as the world gets more complex and the world gets more uncertain, more money, more fiat dollars, right? US dollars, euros, etc., will flow into gold and silver. That's my opinion, right? And the other reason why I think it's going to continue, especially with silver, is that I'm not saying the gold again. I'll make the caveat: gold silver ratio is not a rule. It is a trend that has been looked at from rear view mirror, right? Looking back, there's a trend, but I still think there's a lot of ground for silver to cover to get back to sort of that 50 or 60 50 or 60 to 1 gold silver ratio. And again, gold silver ratio is how many ounces of silver does it take to buy 1 ounce of gold. And right now it's at about 80, and 80 is fairly high, right? It was even higher earlier this year, but generally it gets closer to 60 or 50, and it can keep even going down. I mean, think about it like this, right? Like the idea that a silver coin like this, or I should say like that it would take right now 80 of these to buy 1 of gold, it doesn't really even make, I'll call it, logical sense, right? Like in a sense, right? Like it doesn't make any sense that it would take 80 of these to buy 1. Let's see. Dylan asks, how much is my personal collection worth? Who knows? I don't share that information. As a public figure in this world, I have to be very careful about that. So I try and keep that information private. I can tell you it's not as big as some people think, right? I don't have $1 million in gold, right? But it's sizable. Unfortunately, because I am a public figure, I have to take certain extra precautions. So in terms of security, home security, you can take that, what you will with that. The vast majority of my collection and stack is unfortunately in a bank safety deposit box. I don't like that because when I make videos, the bank tellers know me very well because I'm probably the person who goes to their safety deposit box more than anybody else in their entire branch, because I'm going there to swap things in and swap things out to do videos on. But if I have 235,000 subscribers on YouTube and add TikTok and my website and Instagram and all that, and they all know, everybody in the world knows that I own precious metals. It's just, you can't keep that stuff at home. Even if I had a hardcore safe, just not worth it. So there are some downsides to being a public figure in this world, but I have to keep some of that stuff close to the vest. But if you watch my videos, you can see, I did a video on my full gold stack from about a year ago. So you'll be able to know exactly how much gold I have, or at least at that time, how much I had. I keep none of my gold at home though. And I think most of you, by the way, just while we're talking about securing your own precious metals, I understand that in like a crazy apocalyptic SHTF situation, you literally want to have your gold and silver like in your hands. And you don't want to have to go to a bank and go to your safety deposit box when the sky is falling. But I'm always a big proponent of prepping, but prepping for more likely scenarios than more unlikely scenarios, right? And there's a more likely scenario that if I kept all my gold and silver at home, that my house would get robbed or burglarized. It would be a much higher risk than there being an apocalyptic scenario where I can't access my bank safety deposit box. So that's why for most people, I recommend don't keep your gold at home. Don't keep your silver at home, right? If you want to have your small coin collection, right, worth $1,000 or something, that you keep with you, fine, not a big deal. But most home safes are not actually safe. They're just a big X on the map telling robbers where your precious goods are, right? Your precious metals, watches, cash, documents, whatever, right? Like the only safe that's actually safe is one that would take like a literal forklift and a crane to move, right? If two guys with a jack and a dolly can take your safe, there'll be professional crews can do that in literally 5 minutes and be out the door with your whole safe. So be careful. That's all I'm saying. I understand people don't want banks and don't want to use safety deposit box. Trust me, I don't like that I have to keep the vast majority of my collection. First of all, like I said, just for logistical reasons, the fact that I have to go back and forth all the time for making videos, and anytime I want to see something or swap something, I have to go to my freaking bank. But the alternative is like, what, I'm going to keep X thousands of dollars worth of gold in my house? No, it's crazy. And I think everybody here, you are much, much more likely to be burglarized than to need it in an apocalyptic scenario. That's just the reality. And I highly recommend keeping the majority of your stack at a safety deposit box at a bank. That's the reality. I know it's not what you want to hear, and I know it's what most silver stackers and silver and precious metals YouTubers, they don't say, right? You don't hold it, you don't own it, all that stuff. Trust me, I get it. I'm just saying that you have to make a cost benefit analysis, and the cost benefit analysis that I've made is that it ain't worth the risk to keep it at home. We got a whole bunch of new people in here, so I will plug Silver Packs again. I've been talking about this. I know for those of you who have already been watching for a long time, you're probably sick of it already, but I'm too excited about it, and it's very important to me. This is the first product that I have ever personally created. This is Silver Packs Launch Edition. Feeling lucky, right? And what this is this brings my two loves of silver stacking and precious metals investing and coin collecting, along with my lifelong love of Magic the Gathering and cracking packs of trading cards, etc. So what this is a mystery pack of coins, of slabbed coins, that gives you that fun, thrilling experience of cracking packs of sports cards, Pokemon cards, Magic cards, etc. And basically, inside each Silver Packs pack are 3 slabbed coins, 3 slabbed silver coins, and there's a chance for 1 in 10 chance of getting a massive hit, right? A Silver Packs hit, which includes BU Carson City Morgan dollars. So beautiful BU, brilliant uncirculated Carson City key date Morgan silver dollars. There's 10 of those. There's 9 pre-1933 quarter eagles, gold, right? So like beautiful gold Indians, gold Liberties, all mint state, by the way, mint state graded. And the big mega hit is a cat graded MS63 $20 St. Gaudens double eagle. And the whole point of making these is, again, I've been doing grab bag videos and I've been protecting new collectors and new investors from scams for the past 15 years on YouTube. So I wanted to make a product because I was looking for this product. I wanted this experience of cracking packs with high quality silver coins, and it just didn't exist. And I know there are similar products out there, but it's not the same, right? Opening up a box of coins and just looking at it is not the same as the experience of like cracking the pack and then opening up and having 3 inner packs where you get to crack each one and you get to savor the moment. I created this because I wanted a fair, transparent, amazing mystery pack product where, and I've said this a few times now throughout this stream, where there are no tiers, right? The goal is you look at this, you open it, and even if you don't get the big hits, you're not going to cry. There are great quality coins. There are only good quality coins, right? There's no trash in here. You're not going to get a clean 1921 Morgan dollar or a cleaned, silver quarter or something, right? There's no junk. There are only quality coins. Like more than half of I think almost every pack practically has a Morgan silver dollar, and there's only mint state graded Morgan silver dollars. There's nothing below MS60, right? There's MS60. There's all the way up, I think, to MS64 or MS65. The more common date ones are MS65. There's mint state peace dollars. There's only mint state peace dollars. There's only super high mint state and proof American silver eagles. And even those are only like special editions, right? Where it's like gold label anniversary edition MS69 or MS70. And then of course, I forgot the slabbed NGC certified ancient coins. There's some coins in here that are 2,000 years old. Silver, everything's silver or gold. Yes, unfortunately, if you don't get silver in one of your packs, it means you got gold. So anyway, these are awesome. There is a limit to how many you can purchase. Like I said, a few people did hit their limit. It's 5 per person at most. Because I want the goal here is not for scalpers to get these and resell them. The goal is to enjoy them, get them in the hands of collectors, whether they're new collectors or veteran collectors, to be able to open them up and enjoy ripping packs, cracking packs, and having a good time. And again, when you do open them, film your openings and tag me on Silver Packs Rips, Silver Picker. You can tag me there as well. I want to see these opened. That's why I want to sell out, right? We've sold more than half of them. They're going to sell out hopefully pretty soon, because the sooner they sell out, the sooner I can ship. Again, they're shipping as a drop. Again, that's to the entire sale, right? So anyway, get your orders in. Orders are ticking in as I've been streaming. We've gotten a bunch of new orders as well. So we are indeed over the half sold mark. And yeah, so grab yourself some silver packs, silverpacks.co. Oh, Asher asked, how many are there? There are only 250 packs of the launch edition. Again, this is the first series that I'm doing. I will hopefully be doing many, many more, but I wanted to make sure that the first series was super high quality and super transparent. And you can only do that when it's your first time out, if it's a small batch. So 250 packs total. 1 in 10 has a massive hit, right? 1 in 10 has a Carson City Morgan, has a BU Carson City Morgan, has a gold coin, and then of course the mega hit of the double eagle. So there's 250 packs total. About half have sold already, and I only launched it last night, so they are flying off the shelves like hotcakes, which is not a surprise, obviously, because again, the floor is like $250, right? So you're going to get good coins, and that was the floor that I calculated when I packed these when gold was $45 an ounce. So it's probably even higher now. Anyway, if you're interested, like I said, silverpacks.co. I pinned it at the top here. Silverpack. I'll just put it in again. So if anybody's interested, there you go. Just taking a look at seeing what other people are asking. Yeah, I guess if Mr. and Mrs. West Texas Stagger said that if you have a safe that weighs 1,000 pounds or more, it should be good. I'm willing to give you that. If you can get if you have a safe that weighs over 1,000 pounds, and you have it bolted into the ground and you have it in a part of your house that's not easily accessible by like a crane or a forklift or something, you're right. You're probably fine. But again, I'll tell you one other reason is that that's true for burglars that come when you're not there. But if you're there and they come in and they put a gun to your head and say open up the safe, your life is worth infinitely more than whatever's in that safe. So that can't happen to you at a bank safety deposit box unless you come up with a really crazy scenario. So I'm still a big proponent. As much it's a begrudging proponent. I'm a begrudging proponent of bank safety deposit boxes. Um, anyway, I've been talking for 2 hours straight. I am definitely going to do more of these live streams. I had a really good time. I think I'm going to end it pretty soon. If anybody has any last thoughts, comments, or questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. But I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out, especially those of you who have come out and hung out here for the better part of 2 hours. For those of you who have already put in your orders for silver packs, thank you very much. That was really, really fun. I'm glad that you guys locked in your orders. And those of you who have not yet, definitely make sure to get your orders in soon because supplies are running out. Back in the Ronco rotisserie grill days, remember those infomercials? Right. So anyway, this was really, really fun. And I'm going to be doing more of these. And if you guys want, you can message me or put comments on my videos and tell me what topics you'd like me to explore on the next live stream. I can do other Q&As. I can come prepared with some topic to talk about in coins, precious metals, or personal finance, anything. So let me know what you guys want me to do next, and I will. And maybe I'll make it a weekly thing. Who knows? So anyway, I had such a good time with you guys, and those of you who are watching the recording and watching from home, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it as well. And like I said, I'm going to push it one last time. Silverpacks.co. Grab yours before it's too late. I am super proud of this product. I am super happy with it, and I can't wait to just have them sell out so that I can ship them out and watch you guys open them. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good night, and thank you all. Silver Picker out.